Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, then hi, welcome. My name is Amber. I'm going to show you my favorite beauty products that I have just been using nonstop lately and how I get this everyday makeup look. So let's get into it. Okay, everybody, I have my skincare on. That is going to be for a different video, but we're going to go ahead and get started with primer. I'm using this Ole Henriksen, I think that's how you say it, Banana Bright. I like this primer because it gives you a little bit of a sheen, if you can kind of see that sheeny, glowy effect it gives. And I'm just going to put this in the areas that I want a little bit of that glow to shine through. So on the tops of my cheekbones, a little under my eyes, the tip of my nose, and then we're going to go in with my very favorite lip butter. This is by Tarte, and this is the Peony. This is a lip butter or a chapstick for people who just don't like to wear anything on their lips because it feels like a chapstick or a lip butter, but it gives you this like glossy, beautiful shine. It just looks so nice. So now I have primer and chapstick on, and I'm ready to get started with makeup. Now on my everyday makeup routine, I'm going to cover up just a little bit of trouble spots and fill in my eyebrows for the most part, but I'm going to really let my skin shine through. So we're going to start with this Becca Under Eye Brightening Cream. It's really, really cool. It's kind of like a concealer, but not really. It almost just is like a little bit of a filter. Now, I am in my 30s, my late 30s. Don't judge me. I'm getting up there, girl. But I've got some wrinkling under my eyes, some fine lines. And when I pack on concealer to hide my dark circles and then powder, yeah, my dark circles look great, but I look like 100 years older because all of that concealer and the powder just clings to my fine lines. No matter how light I go, it just makes me look older. So I have found that this will add a bit of that of a filter on top of my dark circles, but not add any crepiness or just powderiness, and just doesn't make me look older. So I'm going to go into this palette by Too Faced. This is my probably favorite beauty product of all time. And the powder that I'm putting on top of this is just a kind of like a filter. It's called Soft Focus, and it will add just a little bit of a sheen or a glow on top. And I'm just patting in that brightening cream just to make sure there's no lines, and then putting just the tiniest a bit of this powder on top just to set it and take some of that shininess away so that it covers up my dark circles, makes me look light and bright and fresh under my eyes, but doesn't add any, fine lines and make me look dried out like an old, crusty old lady. Now I am going to go ahead and go into my concealer. I find that concealer works just fine for me if I want to conceal on my actual skin, as long as I'm not using it under my eyes where I have fine lines. So I'm going to take this, and I have a little bit of, I guess you could call it acne scarring or post-breakout redness and darkness here. I've been going back and forth, just struggling with skincare breakouts, my skin looking perfect, my skin looking trashed. So it's a journey, it is a journey. I'm going to add a little bit on some of those marks that I have from life, I guess you could just call them. These are my journey, my life's journey marks. Just some old sun damage and things. Wear your sunscreen. If you are younger than me and you have beautiful, lush skin, trust me, if I could go back and tell my younger self anything, it would be, girl, layer on the sunscreen. So now I've just added just a touch of concealer, and that was the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. It is an affordable concealer. It is one of my very, 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 very favorites. I'm going to go back into that Soft Focus, which is just kind of like an all-over filter powder. It really doesn't add any dryness. It doesn't add a powdery look. It just adds, you'll see here, just the lightest bit of glow, and almost like I just put a filter right over my face. I know I've been saying that a lot, a filter, but that's like the idea of this look. You want to look naturally beautiful, but just kind of like you took your own natural skin and just put a filter over it and made it look just a little more blurred, just a little more glowy and radiant, and that's what I'm going for here. Minimal effort, maximum payoff. So now you can see I've covered up the darkness under my eyes. I have set everything, all that concealer with that soft focus powder, and now I'm ready to go ahead and put on the brows, girl. So my brow journey goes back to the 90s when super pencil thin brows were super cool and I overplucked my brows, and now I'm paying for it. This is the Tattoo Studio from Maybelline. It's just like a brow pomade, and it comes on this little brow brush. This thing is awful. Don't use the brush. Trust me, you would hate this product if you just went in with the brush. It took me a while to find the love for this. I'm just taking a little bit of a brush here, putting a little bit on, and then I'm going to start filling in along my natural line here. So I'm just kind of showing you where my natural brow shape is, and then I'm starting to fill in all those sparse areas that I have now from over plucking. Who would have known that a thick, lush brow would be the thing when you come from the 90s and super pencil thin Gwen Stefani brows were like all the rage, you know what I mean? So I'm just taking a little bit of that pomade on the brush, and I'm just making little flicking motions just to fill in where I need a little bit of extra coverage in my brows. I love this stuff because it's called Tattoo Studio, because it will not budge. You can take your finger and rub your brows and nothing is gonna come off. I don't know if you're like me and you'll be like enjoying some spicy food or out in the heat and you get a little sweat on your upper brow, you gotta wipe the sweat off, and then you're now missing an eyebrow. I have had that happen many a time, and it is no fun. So I love this product because you're not going to be losing your brows anytime soon. It will stay on, but it also comes off pretty easily with some makeup remover. So I'm just slowly and just little flicking motions, just filling in that area. So now you can see here's my super sparse brows, and then here is one side that has been filled in. I'm gonna go in now with my favorite brow gel. This is from Billion Dollar Brows, and you can usually find this brow kit at Marshall's. I'm planning on doing a little Marshall's haul soon, so we'll see what I can find, some goodies to share with y'all. So here's one brow complete, and boom, magic, second brow. Yeah, look at how much more full and youthful my whole face looks just when I get some brows on. So here's another affordable product. This is from Wet n Wild. It's their color icon, and this is the apricot color. I love this. You can usually get this blush for a couple bucks, but sometimes at Walmart you can find it in like the discount bin. I think I got this one for 50 cents like a year and a half, 2 years ago, and I haven't even made a dent in it. This is a very peachy, just kind of beautiful glowy color. It has some sheen to it and some glow to it. And that's the idea for this look. It's just a glowy, minimal, radiant, natural look. So now that I've added a little bit of color back into my cheeks and a little bit of glow, we're gonna add something onto the eyes. This is another Too Faced product. This is from their Born This Way. It's just an all natural colored eyeshadow palette, and I love it. I'm going to go into this color that's a lot like my skin tone here, but just a little bit darker. And I'm just going to add this color all over my lid. I'm being really messy with it. I'm not taking too much time here. You could also go back into your blush or your bronzer or whatever product you chose to just do a quick, add a little flush, a little color back into the cheeks. You could also use that all over your eyes if you are trying to use less products, or you just want to go really quick. If you're just throwing things in your gym bag, you don't want a whole lot of bulk. That's just a quick little pro tip. I'm now taking that matte white and I'm just putting a little bit in the inner corners of my eyes and then under my brow bone. And this is going to act like a highlight. It's going to cover any more of that darkness or any veins that I have, just very, very lightly, and just add a little highlight to those areas. And that was the Natural Nudes. Love this palette. Love this palette. And that was pretty much it. Super, super easy for the eyes, just to add a little something, something there so I wasn't naked looking. This is totally optional. I'm going back into that Too Faced face powder palette, and I'm gonna go into the Glow side, which is just a lighter, more natural highlight. It's not as sparkly as the one on the other side. This is my everyday highlighter. Totally not necessary, but I wanted to add a little bit more radiance and a little bit more glow to this look. This is another Marshall's find, $6.99. It's called Up All Night Setting Spray. This is like the third bottle of it I bought. It is so good. It smells good. It works amazing, and you get a huge bottle for $7. It's definitely comparable to the All Nighter setting spray from Urban Decay, and it's $7. I mean, you just can't beat it. Go to Marshall's, pick it up, thank me later. This is a Shiseido eyelash curler. If you're still using like basic Walmart brand eyelash curler, I totally recommend that you try a little bit of a higher end one like Shiseido or Tarte. They are my favorite. I'm going in with the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. A really, really good high-end eyelash curler can make a lot of difference. I think just buy the new insert pads for them every 6 months or a year when it starts to get a little less curly, a little less plush. But yeah, try a really nice eyelash curler. It really, really upped my eyelash game. I love the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. It is one of my favorites. But if you are looking for a drugstore dupe for this, you can go with the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. You can get that at Walmart, Target, anywhere. And it is very, very similar. Very, very similar. I'm going to go ahead and go in with the other eye here. I'm just curling my lashes. And we're going to do another little magic clip. And there we go. Now you can see this is what it looks like just with my top lashes, and I got a little bit of a smudge here and here. We're not going to worry about it. We're not going to touch it right now because it's wet. If we go in and touch it now, it's going to smear and it's going to be awful. I am going to show you what it looks like when you do your lower lashes. I feel like it really brings everything together, and I'm just using this mascara by Tarte. It's not necessarily my favorite. I like it because the wand is really skinny, so any mascara you have that you like, just throw it on your bottom lashes and look at the difference. It really does pull a little more drama to your whole eye area. So if you're not putting mascara on your lower lashes, try it out. Just a really light coat like I'm doing now, and it will really pull everything together. And there we go. So this is those two little spots. I let them dry, and now I'm just taking a Q-tip, and now that they're dry, they just flake right off. Didn't leave anything behind. Super easy. So there's a little pro tip for you. I literally get mascara on my eye every time I put it on, so I just let it dry and flake it right off. Last thing we're gonna do, the Steve Laurent lip gloss is one of my very, very favorites. This is another higher end product, but it's such a smooth, buttery lip gloss, and it feels like I'm wearing chapstick, which I love, but it's glossy and beautiful. It has a little bit of a nude color just to give you your lips but better. And there we are. There is my everyday natural makeup routine. I hope you guys liked it. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you soon.